Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I finally did it. Oh my gosh. If you're watching on YouTube, you will notice something a little different. I got my hair cut. I did it, okay? Like, it was so scary. And let me just say, I thought I was gonna chicken out. Okay, I thought I was going to completely chicken out. I did not think that was going to follow through because for the last year, I have been chickening out. And specifically the last 3 or 4 times I've gone to my hairdresser, I've just been like, yeah, maybe next time I'll go short. Maybe next time I'll cut it off. Maybe next time I'll have the, dedication to the bob, to the short. I wouldn't say it's a bob though. It's like a long bob, it's something, okay? So I finally did it. It took everything in me, and I just want to thank the eclipse, honestly, because after the episode that I recorded on Monday, I was just looking about we are going to be facing some of the things from our past and being able to work through those things and move past those things. And I was like, okay, I journaled. I was thinking about all the things that I had struggled with and kind of coming out of it. And I was just ready to kind of release all of that and release the past and any hang-ups that I might have had. And it was so freeing to chop it off. I went in and I sat down, and it helps that my hairdresser had also done a little shortcut on herself. And normally it's mid-length, and it was a little bit shorter, shorter than mine for sure. I was like, I love your hair. And so I sat down. She's like, what are we doing today? And I was like, I think I want to cut it off. I think I want to just snip. And it was so good. What I really love about Dharma is she didn't make it feel abrupt. We cut off a good chunk of hair. We snipped a part off. And she's like, okay, how does that feel? I said, it feels good. And she goes, okay, I'm gonna take you to the bowl. We're gonna put your gloss on, and then we'll come back and we'll cut some more if you still think that's the route you wanna go. So she cut off 4 or 5 inches. It was definitely longer than this. I said, great, I love it. We went to the bowl, we chatted, we came back to the chair, and of course it's wet now, and I know when it dries it'll come up a little bit. And we started cutting, and seeing the hair, the dry and wet hair, just on the ground around the stool, it was so empowering because I feel I've put so much of my worth in my hair. Will I still be pretty without long hair? Will I, feel my face is more rounder? Does it look more rounder? Short hair is not traditionally beautiful. Not to me. I love beautiful. I see women with short hair and I think all the time, I want short hair. They look so fun. They look like they're having a blast. But in movies and on, the media, it shows oh, it's this long, beautiful hair, they're a woman, all of these things. And it's more rebellious to cut your hair, to have a shorter cut because it's oh, I don't care what men think of me. I want to do what makes me happy. And so I was oh my gosh, I've had long hair in my marriage the entire time, right? But when Garrett and I very first started dating, I did have shorter hair. I just cut it. It was this big thing. And I honestly didn't tell him because I didn't even know myself that I was gonna do it that day. But with the eclipse and just honestly coming into a new season of life and realizing things are changing and kind of welcoming them, I have been taking out the trash. I've been dusting the house. I've been trying to find the things that no longer make me happy and just I want to refresh. I want to come at it from a great starting point. And the hardest thing for me is my hair was not damaged. Like, I have worked so hard in the last couple of years to just like make sure my hair is healthy and it's long, and I was worried about my wedding, and the stress from my wedding made my hair fall out, and I was just like so stressed, and just had this prerogative of I'm going to grow out my hair, I'm going to grow out my hair. And every time I went to the hairdresser, I'd say, Dharma, I want to keep my length, I want to keep it healthy. She would dust off what she needed. I was doing oils, I was doing hair masks, all the things. And like 3 or 4 days before my haircut, I was thinking to myself, okay, this is the time. I'm gonna do it this time. And I was like applying some Olaplex oils to my end. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm literally going to be cutting these pieces off. And it just goes to show, like, when your relationships or friendships or that job or whatever is like finally dead to you, like when it's literally you cannot care anymore, stop pouring any love into it, right? Like, just cut it off, because that's what I did to those strands. And they say that hair holds like memory. And so I'm thinking, okay, that hair is hair from around 2020. Honestly, it's 2024. It's been 4 years. Like, it's got to have been all that hair. And I was like, I'm ready to cut it off. I'm ready to let it go, and I'm ready to just like move on. I did vlog it. I was sad. I've been a little, busy. I've been a little spread thin, and I have not been able to have the energy or even have the time in my schedule to vlog. And I like prepped myself. I was like, okay, today we're gonna get a haircut. I was talking about how change and where I want to like go after this. So I kind of like made myself have a little bit of a, not fact checker, that's all I'm thinking right now, but not a backbone either. Somebody to hold me accountable, and it was my camera, right? Like, I was talking about it, and then we went in, I was like, okay, like, yes, I could delete the footage. Yes, I could just like clear the SD card, but for me to like have it prepped and be ready to cut it, felt really, really good. But because I was like running around, because I was trying to record my morning, have an intro to the vlog, I forgot to tell Garrett that I was leaving. And we had talked about it before, like, that I was thinking about cutting my hair. He's totally supportive. He did not care. But as me, I just like to talk about everything, like any minor inconvenience or anything that I'm thinking about doing. Like, if I'm contemplating about, oh, should I change my flight to the earlier flight or keep the later flight? Like, just talking about anything and everything, because I love to yap. And I had discussed it, or went back and forth with him about it. Like, oh, it did take me a really long time to do this, but I kind of want to cut it. But it's been 2 or 3 months since I've talked to him. And I was running a bit behind, not on time. I was on time, but I had to leave immediately. And I couldn't say like goodbye to him. I just like kind of left and forgot about it. I was on the phone with my mom, and I just like went. I said, Dharma, okay, let's go. She cut it. I was feeling good, feeling so happy. It was like a little bit of a shock though. Like, I'm staring in the mirror at myself, and it's always like a little glaze. Plus, I had bleached my hair a bit in 2020, 21, 22. Not 2020. I guess I didn't introduce bleach back into my hair until like 21. But I had some bleach on my hair. And so like cutting that off, I know my glaze is going to stick better. I'm more back to my natural. And it's great. It's maybe amazing. I love it. So I'm like looking in the mirror. I'm like, okay, like how do I feel? Honestly, like how do I feel? Do I like it? I think I do like it, but it like takes some time getting used to, right? So I'm like, all right, like I think I like it. And I, again, like I'm on the phone with my mom as I'm coming home, and I get a text from Garrett, and it's like, where the F did you go? LOL. As in, he didn't realize I had left the house. And so I come in to the house, and I am quick to push the hair because I'm like, oh crap, like I didn't even talk to him, because my mind was immediately going to, this is a big deal. I'm so nervous about it. for me, like, should I cut it? Should I not cut it? Like, how am I going to feel if it is cut? I'm going to have to grow it back when it, like, all those things. Like, my mind was a mess. The last time I cut my hair, I got a speeding citation that day because it didn't feel like my choice, because my hair was literally fried. It was dead. It was disgusting. And I remember like seeing clumps and my hair was falling out because I was stressed at this time too. The transition from high school to college is difficult. Leaving your family is difficult. And it was also breaking in pieces. Okay. And I would like be washing my hair and like broken pieces would be in my hand. Disgusting. Anyways, so thinking I feel more empowered this time, like thinking about the last time to this time, how it didn't feel like a choice last time, and this time I do have a choice. Like, it is up to me. Like, my hair is perfectly healthy. I could keep the long hair, continue on, or I could cut it off. Like, the decision wasn't made for me. So I'm thinking about all this. I forget to even think about Garrett, honestly. But I'm like, okay, like, since I got the text, like, almost as I got home, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about him, I'm sorry. And I like put my hair to the back of my head like this. I just like came in, he's like, where did you go? I was like, what do you mean, Garrett? I had an appointment. And he's like, well, I went to your office and I like knocked on the door, but then you didn't come. So then I was like, oh, and I opened it and then you weren't there. I was like, yeah, I had an appointment in town. And I'm a little coy, and I think that it's important to, I think it's important to keep a interesting marriage, right? I like to just be annoying and be a brat, right? And so I'm like, well, where do you think I went? Why didn't you check my location? He's like, because I was working, Logan. Like, where did you go? And I still have my hair tucked behind my head. And I'm like, this man is like, obviously so easy to fool, right? And I was like, where do I usually go? And he's like, well, it wasn't a facial because you have makeup on. I'm like, oh, great job. You're right. I did not go get a facial. I was like, why don't you just stop worrying about where I was at and just like greet me and kiss me hello, right? And so he went back and forth, right? Like, we're just, cute and annoying, right? Because I love him and we're married. So he's like, just tell me where he went. I was like, why can't you just greet me and kiss me hello, right? And he finally kisses me, and at this time he's like annoyed, right? So he like grabs my head, and then at that point he like puts his hand behind my neck, and then he realizes that there's no hair back there. He's like, oh, you got your haircut, I like. And I was like, wow, thank you. Like, thank you so much. So that was honestly like a very nice confident boost, because you want your partner to think you're cute and amazing, right? And it's always nerve-wracking when you do a big change and don't discuss it. Not that I would want to get approval, but honestly, it's shocking, right? Like, and it's a change. And I think discussion is important, but I did it like 3 or 4 months ago. It doesn't matter. But it's a big cut. Now I will say, I just got back from workout class, so it's like not looking amazing, right? Like, she is a little sweaty on the top. I need a shower, okay? But I am loving it. It has been only a couple days. I got it cut on Thursday. No, Friday. I got it cut on Friday, okay? It feels like a million weeks from the eclipse. I don't know why, but it feels like things have just been like, I don't know, sped up. Like, I feel like there's been so many days in between the eclipse and today, but really there hasn't been. Like, it's just been a week, right? Like a week since I've recorded. It's insane. I don't know. I like the new cut. I'm in this era of short hair, and I'm just trying to reduce all the things out of my life that are just like dragging me down or holding me back. I feel like I'm going to need laser focus in the next couple months. I have a couple big projects coming up, and I want to be like so just like dropped into them. I want to be able to like do it and go for it and just be feeling really good about that. And I feel like my hair has been like taking some time away from that, right? Like, I have to wash it, I have to blow dry it, and I'm just ready to cut the ends off. I'm so ready. I'm feeling so good. I feel like a new gal, and I love it, right? Maybe, like this winter, or because I can't decide if I'm gonna keep it short, like keep it short for a bit. I always book my appointments with Dharma, like, after my haircut, I just like book for the next one every 6, 7, 8 weeks, depending on like what trips I have or what I have going on. And I was like, the next appointment is already booked. I just have to decide if I want to trim it, like to keep it short, or if I am doing a trim to keep it maintenance, like keep it short, or should I go shorter, or should I like add some flair to my bangs, like all of those things. So we're gonna try it out. This upcoming winter, I might think, oh my gosh, I hate this short hair. I wish I would have never cut it. I'm waiting for it to grow back, right? Like, but in this moment, right now, I love it. I think it's so fun. I have been like lusting over women short haircuts, like so fun. I feel like long hair is such a maintenance thing right now, and to like have it curled and have it washed, like I'm over it right now, and I am in my short hair era and I'm loving it. Out with the old. Like, we're just bringing in the new, and I'm feeling really, really good. I finally did it, and I promise I will shut up about it, right? Like, I feel like I had an episode where I just like went back and forth on whether or not I was gonna cut my hair or not. I don't know, like it's beautiful, it's amazing, I'm in love with myself, and that's about it. So we're gonna move on. Let's get on with my peak of the week. I went thrift shopping before, like I had a class. I had ended work and my class wasn't until like 6:30. But I decided to like go to town anyways, and I was going to like kill some time. So I stopped in at Goodwill and I found some more plates, and I also found these cute candle holders. Oh, they're just absolutely gorgeous. And then this past weekend, I went shopping at Red Racks in Kansas City, and I found more dishware. I don't know, like I think thrifting for China is so fun right now, and I have just been like thinking of all these really amazing, cute arrangements of like having a dinner party, having friends over, how I want the plate settings to look, and like getting little napkins and goblets. Like I have just been having such a fun time thinking about it creatively and like thrifting these pieces. Right now, Nortic is my favorite china. I love the patterns that they are offering, and it's so fun. I found a second set of Nortic china, and I'm so excited. This time I had like found like serving dishes that match the plates, because often all you find is like the dinner plates, and that's really annoying. I want the other pieces to it. I want the other components. So now I have a set of Nortic. I have a set of a new one. I believe it's German, but I can't remember what it's called. That one had like a gravy boat that I bought with it. I'm so excited. And this time I did go overboard. I bought like a lot of pieces. Like they were pretty big sets. I spent $100 on china at Red Racks. Like that is, I mean, a stack of plates is like $5 or $6, right? So I bought a lot of pieces, but I'm so excited and they're so beautiful. I'm just ready for summer. I'm ready to have dinner parties. I am stepping into my like personalization era. I have never been more committed. Like when I'm making a decision, I'm making the decision. Like there's no more thinking. There's no more like, should I do this or should I do that? Like I want to be so decisive and like just do it. The chair that I'm sitting on right now, like I went to the store. I was like, I need a chair. I need a chair today. This side table, I need a side table. I'm gonna buy one today. I went to TJ Maxx on Friday and I found 2 side tables and I was like buying them. Do you know, it has taken me, we've lived in this house, this is gonna be our 3rd summer, and I have just been like dragging my feet on purchasing things for our house, or like making the commitment to, yes, I want that, we're gonna have it in the house, because right now in this moment, I absolutely love it. I'm not gonna hem and haw, I'm not gonna think, oh, like, it's not exactly what I want. Like I'm done. I'm just making decisions and I'm rolling with it. I hung a freaking photo in my office this week. Like I only have one, I only have one photo up, and it's like of this little olive tree, but it's beautiful. I love it. I'm making decisions. I'm being decisive, and I am just, I don't know, like I'm ready to put down some roots in this house. And I know I've been talking about this. I'm over talking. I want to have action, and I've really made committed action in the last month. And I'm so proud of myself for just, if I want it, I'm going to do it. And I am going to be happy with the results, even if after a while, like I decided I don't like it, and that's okay. Like I can sell those side tables on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe I don't get all my money back on it, but like they're out of my house, they're somewhere else, and I can try again. I am being decisive. I am purchasing things for my home, and I want it so personalized to me and what I like and what I want. I am going to not be afraid of color. Today I'm wearing this, it's like a Peridot lime green legging set. And normally, like when I go to work out, like I wear black on black on black. And I love black, don't get me wrong, like it is my favorite color. But I don't want to be scared of color. I don't want to be scared of being personalized. I don't want to be scared of not looking like I'm in my black uniform. I don't know, like I'm just ready to be so personalized and to be unique is such a dumb word. I hate the word unique, but honestly, custom. Like custom is the word. I want things for me, and I want them to be so curated and so just like me being insanely in love with it, but also making a decision and not just like being in this gray area of I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. We are taking action this year. We are being decisive, and we are going to be happy with the choices that we make. So I thrifted China. I love it. Okay, I picked up 2 side tables. I am just pouring into my home because I want to, because I haven't. And I want to be, I spend a lot of my time at home, right? Like I work from home. I want it to be beautiful. I want to be comfortable having guests over. And honestly, like I've been throwing a lot of stuff out too. Like just like I am welcoming new things in, I'm also clearing out the clutter. I went through my closet. Like my office looks so damn good right now, and it's looked good for the last 3 weeks. I cannot tell you how many times where I've like cleaned my office, made everything look so nice, and then like got busy with work or got stressed, and then I have freaking stacks of books and trash, literally like trash. Like how annoying is that? And I'm talking like banana peels and apple cores, and then like my little sparkling water cans are just annoying, right? And I've been doing a really great job keeping it neat, keeping it clean, putting things where they need to go. And if I don't have a space for them, I'm throwing them the heck out. Like I'm cleaning out the old. I'm ready for the new. I'm ready for this new era. I'm ready to feel like super confident, super great and amazing. And I just want to be able to like pick up and go, or have people come over at the drop of a hat, like, and not worry about it, right? So I'm really happy, and I'm really proud of myself, and I am not going to be afraid of commitment, color, or decision making. Okay, so that's my peak of the week. My pit. Oh my gosh, it is the last week of my yoga teacher training. And this past week was like the last regular week, and I'm kind of getting like last day of school vibes. So last week, like we had class regular on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. This week I have class Tuesday, Thursday is online, and Saturday is not really even class. We have our final teach out. So we are teaching like our friends and our family. They're coming in, and we are teaching a class with our friends, or in our group. So like my group has 4 people who will be there Saturday, so we've broken the sequence up in those 4 places, and we're teaching them. And I honestly, like, it feels like summer. It feels like the end of class, right? And with last week being like, I turned in my homework. I like got my stuff submitted. I have like 1 more class that I need to take. I took one today, right? Like that's why I'm in this like cute little attire. But I have 1 more class, just 1, and I am done. I am done, and I could not be happier because it just means that I made it. I made the 8 weeks. I paid for my course. I will be yoga teacher certified, and I'll be ready to teach classes. And this was a decision I made in January. I had to like put a deposit down in January, not start classes until February 20th, right? Like I made this decision like January 9th or something. I was like, I'm gonna do it. This is something that I have interest in. I've been going to yoga classes. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel empowered. I wanna be able to teach it, right? And so taking the initiative, taking action, not sitting in this thing, because I will tell you, I've always loved yoga. Like I remember cutting out little 17 magazine like images of yoga and using like the computer to print out different like workout sequences and like pasting them in. It was like on my little side. It wasn't a dresser. It was more of like a side table, but it had 3 drawers on it. And they were pasted on the side because I had like the hallway there and I could like do my exercises. Tell me why it was so embarrassing to exercise as a child in your room. Like as soon as my mom came in or my dad came in, I'm done working out. I was never working out. But in college, I like did yoga classes through like YouTube with my friend Paige, and I've always loved yoga classes. And I remember the first year out of college thinking, oh my gosh, like I think I want to be a yoga teacher, but I like had other things come up, right? Like corporate jobs or like this or that, and I never like took the initiative. And it's just like that pipe dream that you have in your head. You're like, oh yes, one day I would love to do that. Like one day I would love to make sour bread. One day I would love to have a garden. And putting in the action, being like, I signed up. I'm going to do this. Like the next thing on my list is probably like an improv class. Like I think that would be so fun. That's like on my list, but I have to take initiative. I actually have to sign up and get myself like ready for it. So I'm so proud of myself. It's something that I like wanted to do for so long. I've always loved stretching. I've always loved doing outside, and now I just have like a deeper knowledge of it. It's amazing. It's so good. But it's like this bittersweet journey where the last 8 weeks I've kind of been in this incubator, in this space with people who come from all over, boys and girls, right? Like it's co-ed, and being able to like hear their stories, have it be a space where I can share and talk about like those deep things of mine, and know that they're going to be accepting of me. Like it has just been such an amazing 8 weeks, and now it's like coming to an end. It's coming to an end, and I am so sad because some people are moving. Like I have one friend that I met through yoga teacher training. She's moving to Spain, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Another one is moving to Colorado like in September, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's crazy how deep of a connection you can make with someone, and then literally they move, they go somewhere else, they are on their own journey, and just like oh my gosh, it's just so sweet that our paths crossed in this moment, right? And sometimes lines like they cross and then they like separate from each other. We each go in like our own directions, and so it's like this bittersweet of we've spent so much time together, literally 200 hours together, and now it's done. And I've just been feeling like sad, right? Like Tuesday was our last like class day, Thursday's online, and then Saturday, like, we're just teaching. There's no education, essentially. Like, it's literally we just get up and perform. Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that Golden Hour Drip has a weekly newsletter that comes out. This has bonus content, weekly updates, and future event information. If you haven't already, go down to the show notes, click the link, and join today. Now, back to the show. Which, by the way, I am so nervous to do. It's one thing to like learn the sequence and practice with the other teachers, but then to like be in front of some strangers, but also some people you know who like love you, of course, but also like I want to impress my friends. I want them to think, wow, like she's really got something, like she's amazing, right? But it's basically over, and I'm just like a little sad. And it's the end of the era, right? Like it's the end of this beautiful thing. Now, I will be a little sad to like not be in that area anymore, because the yoga studio that is like near the teacher training, I don't normally go to that one, right? I go to like my home base one, and I like am not gonna have an excuse to go there as often. And there is a little like grocery store, it's called Hen House. And this last Thursday, I went and I took a class, and I had some time before our teacher training, and I was like, oh, like I'm gonna grab a salad from the salad bar instead of like getting Starbucks or getting Hattie's coffee, like getting a little Danish or whatever. And in the Hen House, like they have Starbucks right there. So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna be good, and I'm gonna like get a salad and have a proper meal, right? Like with protein and, vegetables instead of just like a Danish, right? So I also got a Danish though. I'm not a Danish from Starbucks. I got a pistachio muffin, and it was so good. It was just like springtime and good, but I'm going through the salad bar. I've never gone through their salad bar before, but like everything looks so fresh and so good. There's like these little containers that's like, okay, it's like a divider, a styrofoam divider, where it's, okay, this is the meal, and then you have two sides. Or they had like this bigger bowl that you could like put the lid on, shake up. That's what I was interested in. And I see other people have that too, and they're going on the salad bar. So I'm like, cool, amazing, I love it. So I'm getting salad, and I'm getting my favorite things. They were out of cucumbers, which I was really upset about, but I'm loading it with salad. Like I'm getting peppers and onions and all the things that go in a salad. I get over to the meat section. I'm putting chicken on there. I'm putting boiled eggs on there. I get to the cheese section, which they had amazing selection of cheese, and it was so much. It was like blue cheese crumbles, feta crumbles, Parmesan shavings, like so much. I'm like putting it in. Okay. It's $8 per pound, right? Like that's how much a salad is, $8 per pound. And I'm like, okay, like this might be, I don't know, like a pound and a half, like I'm thinking like it's gonna be $10, $12. So I get it done. I don't put dressing. I put like a little cottage cheese in there. I love cottage cheese as like a dressing. It is so good, so good. With like pepper and tomatoes. And then I go get my muffin. Tell me why, when I rung the salad up, it was $25. $25. I was thinking I was doing a great job, like making a regular size salad. No. The container was so deceiving. It could hold so much. And like she rang it up, I was like, oh, it's a little heavier than I thought it was, but that's okay. Like I don't care. I made it, like I'm gonna eat it. It is exactly what I wanted in comparison to like those pre-made salads. But I get to my vehicle and I have about 10 minutes or 10, 15 minutes before class starts. And like shaking it up, stirring it up. and I'm about to eat it, and I'm continuing to eat it. It was so much, guys. Like, I was like, no wonder this was $25. It was 3 salads, essentially. I ate some before practice, and then around 9:30, I got done, and I like munched on it on the way home, still had so much, and ate it for lunch the next day. So it was like 3 meals and 1 little salad. So okay, like $25, slay, love that. But I was like, I don't know how to make a proper salad. Like, I guess I don't know portion when it comes to a buffet, because I just loaded that sucker up. But it made me think, I was like, the like blue cheese and the Parmesan, like cheese is kind of expensive. What if someone just like came with their bowl and just like loaded it all blue cheese or all Parmesan, right? Like, some of those ingredients we don't really like think about, but sometimes we need, like lettuce. Like, lettuce is pretty light. So I wonder how much lettuce you could fit in that container. And if it's $8 per pound, like, would that be cheaper than just buying lettuce from a bag, right? I don't know. It is bizarre that they allow this like self-serve by the pound stuff. But I've also seen people like have the by the pound candy and underestimate how much candy they're actually like putting in the bowl and how heavy candy is. So they're thinking, oh, it's gonna be like $10 and it's like $50. I don't know. It is just insane. And I guess like in my head, what would make a salad bar or like anything where it's by weight to have the like a scale right in front. So like being able to, each section where you have like, okay, this is the salad, here's the protein, you can have vegetables, here's the salad dressing. To like be able to put your Tupperware on the weight and then like add salad and then add the next thing and push it along instead of having to go to the weighted scale all the way up there, run back, run forth, run back, run forth. That's how they get you. That's how they make their profit, right? So, but what is going to make me sad is I'm not going to be around that area anymore. And it was a bomb salad. Like, it was so good. Hattie's Fine Coffee, so good. I've been loving their breve lattes there. And then they have this like croissant sandwich that has egg and blue cheese. Again, I've been craving blue cheese for some reason. It's avocado, blue cheese, bacon, and eggs on a croissant. So amazing. So good. So I am going to miss the area. I'm going to miss the people around me and all those things. But I know that we will be able to meet up and see each other at different time, a different place. Even if I have to fly to Spain, like that's a cross I'll have to bear. That'll be okay. And this past weekend, I was meeting with my friends to go to brunch. And I didn't realize that there was like multiple of this like chain location. And to me, it didn't like seem like a chain, but it was a chain. Or there was a second location somewhere. And it had me thinking of this one time that I went to the wrong breakfast spot because I am a person who runs behind sometimes. And I try really hard. I try to be super amazing good about not running behind, but sometimes it happens. I'm trying to do too much. I'm trying to like pile more on my plate than I can actually withstand. And it's just not as good, right? So I schedule in the time and I put in the location of wherever we're going, right? Like when we decide it, I put it in. When I am going to a meetup or I'm going to a restaurant or I'm going to a boutique, immediately I put it into my GPS because I've been burned. And this time, or this like one situation, this one scenario, I was going to meet one of my friends for breakfast and I just assumed that it was in a certain spot. And I put it in my GPS and I get there, I arrive and I'm like, perfect, like I'm early. I'm feeling so good about myself. I'm like, I'm 10 minutes early. I'm gonna grab us a table and I sit down and I get a text and she goes, I'm here, where are you? I said, I'm at a table. I'm sitting like just right in front of the hostess. You'll be able to find me as soon as you walk in. She goes, I'm I am in. I have a table. I was like, oh, which table are you at? And she's like, I'm like right in front of the hostess. I was like, you're kidding. Like, I'm in front of the hostess. We end up FaceTiming and we're in 2 different locations, 20 minutes apart. Cool, amazing. I said, I am so sorry. I guess I messed up the locations. I don't know what I did, but I will drive to you. So my poor friend had to sit in this breakfast spot, right? Like, it's a happening spot. You have to wait to be seated. It's usually very busy on the weekends. And she's like waiting for me and taking up a table, right? And I'm late now. So here it goes, 10 minutes early, and I'm actually going to be 10 minutes late. So I hop in my vehicle, I rush there. I felt so bad. I was like, I apologize. I don't know what was going on in my head. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm so sorry. And so this last weekend, I didn't realize, but there was 2 different places for the spot that we were going to have brunch. And I like kind of almost second guessed myself. I was like, did I put the address in right? Am I gonna get there on time? And I ended up leaving early, and I got there like 25 minutes early. Of course, it's like in Kansas City, so I have to find parking, I have to walk up. So ultimately I was like closer to 15 minutes early. So I'm like, perfect, that's amazing. Like, I will be able to grab our table. And when I got there, one of the other gals was there early too, and she's like, I almost went to the wrong location, and I put it in my GPS. I had started out to go that way, and then something in my brain was like, I think we're going in the wrong place. And she pulled it up. She was going the wrong way, going to the wrong one. And that just goes to show, like, I love seeing my friends, and I love to plan excursions. That's why I have the Golden Gal Network, right? Like, that's why I host meetups. But I'm like so specific about time and place. Like, I don't ever want to be late, and I don't want to be in the wrong spot. So I'm always like super double checking, triple checking, like making sure it's all together, making sure that I'm organized, because I like to think that I'm a pretty organized person, but with like so many things going on in my head, like it's easy to pile too much on. It's easy to not be able to like send all your focus where it needs to go. So I'm definitely the worst at that. But I've been working really hard on, scheduling drive time in my calendar, or like not overbooking myself. And something that I've been really love doing is asking myself what I can quit this week. Like, being able to just like quit things. And I got this from the book Dream Big by Bob Goff. It is amazing. I read it in 2020 when I was going through the worst period of my life, right? And I sometimes you get sabotaged, and that's like when you need to work past the sabotage and you need to like get it together. Because I got this book, and it was for a book club, and I was like, okay, we're reading this book, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be life-changing. And I ordered the book, and I put it on the bed. When I came home into my bedroom, Rooster had ripped the book off the bed, chewed up the front like cover, and destroyed the dust jacket. Like, it was absolutely destroyed. So I have this book, it's like mangled, but I have not gotten a new one because honestly the pages were fine. It was just like the hard part of the book was completely destroyed, and I keep it because I'm like, sometimes the world always has your back, but like people, animals sometimes try to sabotage you, and you have to like push past the sabotage. You have to like say, no, I want this so bad. And I read that book, and it was amazing. I annotated it. It is like an amazing, amazing book. But Bob, the author, has a rule, and every week he has to quit something. Sometimes it's like a person, other times it's like a hobby or a commitment, and other times it's just a mindset. And I have been trying so hard to implement this. I've been working on my budget, working on what I can cut out from my budget. so that I can funnel funds in other areas that are more important to me at this time. I have been going through my things in my home. I've been going through my calendar, and I've just been working so hard to quit things. I think as a recovering perfectionism, as a recovering perfectionism woman, you know, someone who craves perfectionism and someone who strives to show up and do too much and get that gold star, but just signing up for all the things and being so amazing. Like, I'm realizing that that isn't what is going to make me happy. What's going to make me happy is spending time doing the things that I love, and that's for me, or spending time with my family and my loved ones who fill my cup, and not so worried about like what people who I literally do not care about, what they think of me, or how they think that I should be spending my time or not be spending my time. And I've just been quitting things. I think it's amazing. Growing up, I was always taught to like work hard, and if I make a commitment, to follow through. And what I've been learning is you can make a commitment, you can make a decision, and you also can be decisive in saying, I want to quit this thing. I have stayed in so many bad jobs or bad relationships because I was like, I can stick this out, I can hold on, I can change this person, I can bring positivity to this relationship, to this workplace. And the most freeing thing has been, no, I'm not going to stay in this. Or should I stay? Should I not stay? Maybe they need me. Maybe I'm supposed to be here. Again, being decisive. If I made the decision to do it, I want to have the same like prerogative to end it when it needs to be ended, and not just like keeping on with it. Okay, like it's the same dog and pony show. Like, when I'm done, I'm done. I am making the decisions, and I don't want to continue with that energy if it's like not for me. So I have come up with 4 ways that I've said out with the old, or being decisiveness in the quitting, or, you know, getting rid of it, so that we can welcome in the new, welcome in the new era, welcome in the things that are going to fill us up and make us feel good. The first one, I put haircut, because honestly, this is one way that I've said out with the old. Like, I'm cutting off my hair, right? But a haircut, you might not want a haircut. You know, other ways to say out with the old, you can get a new piercing. You can bleach, you can dye your hair, you can get a tattoo, etc. You can paint your nails a color you've never had before. A haircut for me is what it took, but like any sort of external change can be so good because it's something you can visually see of, I made that change, I made that commitment, out with the old, we are in with the new, and it really can help you embody a new mindset, a new persona, a new, this is how it's going to be. And it doesn't, like, I'm not cosplaying as a person with short hair, right? Like, I literally have short hair. But what I'm saying is I'm now stepping into a version of myself that was always there, but now I can visually see it. I was talking to one of my very good friends this past Friday, and she didn't know I had cut my hair, but she called me and she's like, Logan, I need to make a change. I want to feel confident in myself. I have scheduled an appointment. I'm gonna get my nose pierced. I would like to get another tattoo. I've been so afraid of what people think of me in my job, in my career, and I've let that hold me back from expressing who I truly want to be and who I want to embody. She was not saying, hey, I want to, pretend to be someone I'm not. She wanted to allow a nose piercing or a tattoo to enhance how she felt on the inside. So out with the old can mean adding something new and not allowing yourself to be held back by other people's opinion or how other people think, And I just thought that was amazing because I was like, I feel the same way. I literally just cut off my hair because I want to be embodied of a part of me that I felt hasn't shown through. And if you're tired of me talking about cutting off my hair, I'm so sorry. Like, I promise I won't talk about it as much on Friday's episode or next Monday's episode. But it's a pivotal moment for me right now, so apologies. Number 2, donate any old things. This quite literally is out with the old. Quite literally. Go through everything in your home. If it does not give you any sort of happiness, if you are just keeping it because someone gifted it to you, right? Like someone's like, oh, like, here, I thought 20 seconds about what I was going to get you for your birthday or for Christmas or your anniversary or just because, and now you have to hold on to it for a lifetime? Hell no. Like, absolutely not. While I appreciate gifts, while I appreciate like someone gifting me something, I am not going to allow that to like me to hold on to it just to remember that person or remember that they got me a gift. Or I feel like there's so much pressure. Like if someone gifts you something, it's because they want you to like be happy and like, here, I thought of you. Okay, great, amazing. I love that. Thank you so much. I'm sure I've given someone a gift and they have regifted or donated the item, right? Like I have multiple siblings, I'm sure. And I know Lily has gotten so many of my old clothes, which Lily is launching. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is a side note. Okay, Lily is my littlest sister, okay? And she is starting her own podcast. She has came on to the Golden Hour Drip, I think 3 times now. She is starting her own podcast, okay? It might be launching this week, I'm not sure. But if you don't follow her on socials, go follow her on social media. If you want a sneak peek into her podcast, you can listen to any of the episodes that we had together. I'm so excited for her. Like, oh, so excited. Anyways, that's just a side note. If she hasn't launched when this episode goes out, I will link it down below in the show notes because I know you guys love Lily as much as I do. But Lily is starting her podcast. That's amazing. That's a side note. But Lily has got a lot of my donated clothes, right? Like I have gifted her shirts, dresses, like anything. Like I no longer wanted in my closet. I gave to Lily. And I'm sure she's thrown some of those away. Like why should she have to hold on to them? I didn't want them, right? And I think if anybody has a problem with you giving away or gifting or literally trashing an item that they've given you, why are they like putting so much pressure on you? That's so annoying. Anyways, donate anything. That way it's out the old and you can welcome in new things. Number 3, clean out social contacts physically and virtually. Okay. I talked about this last week or the week before about how I cleaned out my social media, and I'll probably do another culling soon. But being able to clean out people that you socially interacted with, why not? Why not? Okay, like going through your following list, like who are you subjecting yourself to? Who is following you that, you know, you might not want to have access to your life anymore? Contacts in your cell phone. Oh my gosh, there is contacts in my cell phone from middle school. Why do I still need this number? I don't. I haven't talked to this person in 10 years. Guess what? Delete. And is it annoying to go through your contacts? Yes, it is. But it's out with the old, okay? And if someone from your past tries to contact you and you don't have their number, guess what? Who is this? Or no reply. Because if they haven't talked to you for this long and you got to the point where you're gonna delete their number, then there was a problem in the first place. And that is not on you. That is on them for not contacting you or reaching out or being a friend, right? So delete them. Clean out your social contacts. And that means for physically too. If you don't like someone you've been hanging around, or maybe it's a friend that you've had for a really long time, but you're no longer vibing or your focuses have become different, it's okay to grow apart. It's okay to move on from that person. You don't have to be there constantly. You don't have to be tethered to this person. Cut the ties. You'll feel so much better. And that just gives opportunity for new relationships to come in your life. Say you've been dragging along the same old boyfriend on and again, off again. That's showing your future husband or future wife that you aren't available for a relationship because you've been holding on to this old boyfriend or old girlfriend that you've been going back and forth on. Like, are they together? Is she single? Should I go after her? No, it's confusing. So when you hold on to something that is not meant for you, you are literally blocking the thing that is supposed to be coming to you. So clean out social contacts, physical, virtual, anything, get rid of them. It will make you feel a million times better. And I promise you, out of sight, out of mind. When you're not seeing them in your feed, when you're not seeing their texts or, have deleted them from your life, you forget about them. You literally do. Okay. There's so many people that I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like, I don't have Facebook at all. Like, if I want to log into Facebook, I have to log into my computer. It's not on my phone. It's not on my iPad. It's not a part of my day-to-day. I log in every once in a while. Every 4 months, every 6 months, I don't know. That has been awesome not to have Facebook. But then I'll be scrolling, I'll be like, oh yeah, happy for them, right? Like, and there's no hate. There's literally no hate. Like, if you are removing someone from your life or social media, like, send them off with good vibes, right? Like, happy for you. Thank you for how you've impacted my life thus far. I wish you nothing but the best in the future. Now, the last one is mindset. Mindset. What can you let go of? What can you welcome in? Literally, sometimes it is great to have like physical things that you can look at. I cleaned my room. I cleaned out my closet. I cut my hair. I removed this person from my life. But you know what is the most impactful? It's your mindset. And when you are able to let go of those old lies or those old stories that you've told yourself and able to settle into your new reality, settle into your new way of thinking, settling into what you want for yourself, what goals you have, and being able to chase after them, that is the most powerful. That is how you're going to welcome the new happy things in your life. That is the way that you're going to be able to be ready for those new things. If you are holding so tightly on to old narratives or something that is no longer serving you, how is your mind, because we can only think about one thing at a time, how is our mind going to then be able to think about the next thing? How is our mind going to be able to think, instead, oh gosh, you're dumb and you're going to be, poor and like just ugly. Like, if I'm thinking those thoughts, how can my brain also be thinking you're amazing, you're lovely, you're going to have plenty of money, you're beautiful, you're kind? Like, replacing the words in your head is so important. And maybe you have a lot of self-sabotage. Maybe your inner narrative is really negative. Working to replace them with positive is so hard. I literally completely understand where you're coming from. It's difficult, it's hard, it's a lot of hard work, and it can be super boring to do inner work like that. You might think, oh, I'd rather clean out our garage than clean out my mental clutter. But you can have a clean garage, you can have a clean kitchen, you can have a, beautifully curated closet. But if your mind isn't there, if you're not mentally clear, then none of anything matters, right? Your mental health is so important. Where your brain is so important. And I promise you, the work that you can do now, the things that you can let go of in your mindset now is going to be so impactful and will push you and literally like projectile you. That's the only word that came to head. Oh my gosh. Launch is a better word. It will be the thing that launches you into your next era, into your next thing. So thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope that you found it inspiring and impactful. I encourage you to let go of something this week, right? Like, let go of something, book the change, be decisive, and be happy with the choices that you make, and know that there are no wrong choices, and it will lead you to where you're going no matter what, okay? All roads lead to home. So thank you for listening. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe if you're on YouTube or, Spotify, all the things. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.